What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We have returned to Marvel Heroes once again. We are on the Marvel Heroes Test Center right now, and we are testing out some brand new features from Marvel Heroes 2015. Now, Marvel Heroes 2015, what are you talking about, Ryback? Well, the thing is that with the one-year anniversary that's coming out on the 4th, so in 2 days, because this is being released on the day I record it, which is Monday, they are adding a whole bunch of different stuff. They're also rebranding the game Marvel Heroes 2015. Now, this is a really good thing because it's going to give reviewers and stuff a chance to come back, take a look at the game, review the game, and also, as crappy as this is, give Metacritic a chance to kind of fix the problems that have been reported with the games right off the bat, because Metacritic does not change any reviews on a game that has made changes, regardless of the situation whatsoever, even if it was the fault of the reviewer itself and not the actual game, which has happened. But because the game is being rebranded, Gazillion is hoping that with that rebrand, it'll basically be considered a brand new game, quote-unquote, new. And the changes will cause people to come in and check it out and take a look and be happy. And the aggregate sites, which are worthless, will be able to have good happy number reviews, which, again, happy number reviews are kind of dumb in general, but that's a different subject for a different day. Right now, we're going to take a look at two new things that are happening, and it's going to be, first, I'm going to show you PowerPoint distribution, because they changed some stuff up, and I'm also going to show you the Omega system, as much as they have released on the test center right now. So, first things first, PowerPoints. You'll notice I have no powers. I also have 164 points. So originally, I believe it was 130 points total, with all your points in the actual storyline built up together. What they've done with this is they've actually added 34 more points for you to spend in your stuff, and gear can go higher. Gear can make your powers go higher than rank 40. Now, I don't have anybody right now that can do that, and I don't think they've changed any of the items just yet. Oh, I'm missing a sword, and I'm missing a shield. Oh, that's because this is an old test center build where I traded all of it in. Crap. Okay, well, can't do that. Spider-Man's only level 40. I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with Taskmaster. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So here's the power tree. I have 164 points. So in my typical build, I would do Dismember, I would do Rebounding Shield, I would do Shield Crush, I would definitely do Flawless Simulation. There's another change here that you guys I'll take a look at here in just a minute. Full points in Fearless Acrobat, 1 point in Webnet. That leaves me with 30 points left. I had 20 in Cyclone Club, and I had 10 in Impervious Soldier. So that's my build that's currently online, right? I have 34 more points to spend. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this toggle right up to max. Next, I'm going to put at least 1 point in Relentless, because having the cooldown, having the CC is going to likely be important for raids. I think it's stupid, but there it is. I have to do it. Other than that, there's really nothing that I can see myself putting onto my bars that I'd use. I could put points into action if I wanted to. I could just put the rest of the points into Relentless. But it gives you more versatility in your build. Taskmaster himself doesn't necessarily have that level of versatility, because builds they don't have strict limits, but they only have certain things you can do with them while only having one passive. But beyond that, there's a couple different things that you can do with it. I probably would put points into the charge, too, because I use that a lot, and the damage negated 10% for 12 seconds, that's just too good to pass up. Now I have 4 points left, so I can put the other points into my Relentless, and then boom. So
I got all their best rolled into one.
A, S, D, and then I'm going to put my actual Relentless on F, and then G and H, and there's my bars. So right now my Impervious Soldier, 29, Fearless Acrobat, 28, all this other stuff. If I had my sword and my shield, there'd be more points in these things. I think I could probably get Flawless Simulation up pretty high. I could actually also, I think I could put the Test Center Medallion on and get it up higher. But that doesn't matter. Anyway, so there you see I have a full build here. In fact, let's see if I can switch to one more character to try and chill this off a little bit. Who struggles for points besides Gambit, who's not on here that I have on the live servers? Cap, has he got some point issues? I don't think he does.
I'm ready to lend a hand.
I feel like there's something missing here. One of the other things that I didn't show you is that now shouts and stuff like that, the team leader powers, now give you a certain thing. Like aggressive shout gives you power, invigorating shout gives you toughness, spirited shout gives you endurance. And each of these things do different things. Power gives you damage rating and movement and attack speed by a certain percentage. Toughness gives you defense rating and maximum health, while endurance gives you spirit regeneration and reduces the spirit cost of your powers. There's, you'll notice that you get power, endurance, and toughness here from fighting spirit, and a couple other things that go on. One of them is, I think it's evasion. Let me switch back to Taskmaster really quick. This is something that I should have showed you while I was on that character. But it applies to everybody. It's not just yourself when those things happen. And one of the things that they've made...
I don't need orders. I make orders.
One of the changes that they made to Taskmaster was they give him accuracy and dexterity when you use a devil power, devil captain, or a spider archer power, respectively. Accuracy increases your crit rating and your crit damage rating by a certain amount. And then your dexterity gives you dodge rating and 10% chance to deflect projectiles, which is actually pretty cool. So right now I'm sitting, because the actual powers don't give you straight a specific amount, or it doesn't give you a flexible amount, it gives you a specific amount. They bumped up the actual passive things for dodge, defense, damage, and crit, which I don't think is compensated for it, but let me look at my build really quick. I'm also missing gear, so that could also explain that. 37% dodge, and 35% crit rating. I think, yeah, I'm still 600 off of being able to hit the crit, but I think I got a shield. My shield gave me stuff. It doesn't matter. What the point is that there's stuff. You get extra stuff by using these things. So I get an extra 300 crit rating, but crit damage as well, instead of just crit and damage off the proc. And for the spider power, I get dodge rating and deflect instead of dodge and defense. So the deflection is actually pretty cool because it allows you to just bang out projectiles and stuff like that. But PowerPoints aside, the reason why you have more is so that you can do different builds, but it also scales differently in that the PowerPoints that you get up to a certain level, I can't remember the exact numbers, check it out on the Test Center forums on the Marvel Heroes website. You get 1 point up to a certain level, then 2 points, then 3 points, and then 4 points up from a bracket to level 60. So you get less points early on, but you get a lot more points late, and you could end up finishing builds before you hit 60 based upon how many power points you have. So you're going to be starved for power points early on, but have a crap ton of them at the end, which is kind of the opposite of where you are right now, where usually you have more power points than you can use, unless you're maxing out every power you get, which is kind of strange. But beyond that, you'll notice on the right-hand side we also have the shared stuff here, where you go into Midtown and you beat a bunch of bosses, elites, mobs, and assist the New York Police Department. Then you also have the shared terminals thing, defeat Magneto, trash the bunker, defeat the henchman, defeat Juggernaut, and defeat MODOK. So you can run into terminals and do a bunch of these things and get credit while other people are running those terminals. Go to V. Shared quests here shows you exactly what's going on, and when you complete each of these for the first time each day, you get 1 Omega point. So you get 3 Omega points per day based upon the shared quests that you're using. And it says Monday's shared quests, which today is Monday. For some reason I thought it was Wednesday. I'm dumb. Game of Thrones was on last night. Yep, I'm dumb. Anyway, shared quests, Omega points, and Omega points lead into the Omega system. The SHIELD Omega program exists as a vanguard to defend the world from Omega-level threats. Highly experimental and often mysterious. So I've got 20 points right now, because I've been doing stuff. On Test Center, the conversion rate is XP to orbs is a 1-to-1. Where from level 1 to 60, your experience, the experience that you're going to gain there, will grant you 10 Omega points. I would like to state that this is a Test Center thing only, and it will not be implemented on live in this format. I've seen people freak out on the forums for no reason because they can't read. This is a Test Center experience level gain for Omega points only, strictly to test the system. So please, calm the hell down. Anyway, that was more to the forum people than to you, my viewers, who are hopefully smarter. Anyway, you'll notice we've got 16? No. Is it? No, we've got 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've got 14 Omega tiers here, trees here. Not all of them are unlocked, and we'll go clockwise, starting with this eye here. We've got psionics, which will give you study psionic characters, which will give you powers that boost either that type of thing or help defend you against that. Then there's cosmic entities. The shield division has not been unlocked yet because we haven't dealt with a cosmic level threat before. Notice how the little icon is Galactus. We've got arcane attunement, which is we faced arcane enemies before, and we also have arcane allies on our side, so we've studied and gotten all those kinds of things done. Interstellar exploration, we haven't done an interstellar event yet. We've got special weapon support, which is just obvious shield stuff. We've got extra-dimensional travel, which we haven't done alternate dimensions yet, so that will be unlocked at a later date. We have molecular adjustment, which is stuff like PIM particles and focusing on changing stuff at the molecular level. We have radioactive origins, which is Spider-Man and Hulk, basically. Notice how it is the gamma radiation symbol, or the Hulk symbol, technically, which is just radiation in general. We have temporal manipulation, where we haven't unlocked a mystery of the time, so on and so forth. This is actually something that could be tied very soon into Original Sin if we do an event of the same caliber, or it could just be some random time event that we have to deal with. We also have nanotechnology, because everybody loves nanotechnology. This is specifically based upon the Extremis nanoserum that we dealt with in Iron Man 3 and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Supernatural investigation, we haven't dealt with anything like that as of yet, so that tier is locked. We have human augmentation, which is stuff like the Weapon Plus and the Super Soldier Serum. We have neural enhancement, which is brain stuff, biological and biological hybrid techniques and stuff like that. And then we have mutation, which we haven't dealt with a significant mutation event. So the ones that are locked right now will be things we take care of later. But let's take a look at psionics right now. Big trees, big stuff, big things. Right now we've got,
You got a job for me or what?
clairsentience, and it gives us +1 XP per defeat. So you do that, you click it, boom, you've got yourself your thing. But you've also got Merge and Possess, where you get an extra % on summon ally health and summon ally damage. We've got Shadow King's Possession, which gives us brute crit and an extra damage dealt by summon allies. This is going to be good for pet trees. We've also got psychometry, I don't even know how to pronounce that, which is special item find. And then as you do more, you unlock these separate things. I haven't tested the system fully because it's a little tedious to try to gain Omega system points because we have to use these little X orbs, and I'll even show you how it works. Let's go off this. Click this. You gain XP. There are your Omega points. Now I have, I think, 30. Yep. But there are tiers that you can do for these things. So I can click this, and another point is 2%. Another point is 3%. All the way up. Ooh, and it scales, by the way. There's a scaling cost for that. Notice how 30 points got me 15 ranks in it. And I probably need another 20 points in order to get the full thing, but it's at 15%. And by clicking one of these, I have unlocked the rest of the trees. And in order to get to stuff down here, like the Phoenix Force, where you get +10 energy, I need to unlock Psionic Charge, Melt Face, Psionic Vampire, Ultimate Telekinetic, Omega Machine, and then finally Phoenix Force. Or I can go a different route. I can go this thing. I can go Psychoportation. Okay. Psionic Shotgun, that's cool. Misdirection, notice how it's Phantom X there. Mental Discipline, Onslaught, again, Onslaught. And then you have the Phoenix Force, so you can go a different way of powers here. And then you also have stuff like Psionic Overload, which is a big power here. And then you have Overmind's power +6 intelligence, Focus Strength of ROM, which gives you strength and spirit. And it's not all limited to just people who have psionic powers. Notice how there's a pet build thing. Merge and Possess. I can throw 25 points into this. Let's cancel this. And in a 30 points, I can get 2%. It's a little expensive. I think costs are going to get shifted around a little bit, and our rate gain and stuff like this is going to go up. But this would be perfect for someone like Rocket Raccoon, who's going to throw down turrets, and he's going to throw Groot out all the time. Or Squirrel Girl with all of her squirrels, or Loki with his illusion build. Mind over matter. Franklin Richards gives you +1 energy and +1 intelligence, but -1 strength and -1 durability. Interesting. So, one more thing I want to point out before we go to another tree and check out some of the stuff that's there in the base levels, and then you guys can discover the rest for yourself on Test Center, is that to reset the Omega item, the Omega points, it costs a retcon. Now again, test center, so things can change. I'm hoping this doesn't stick because this is a ridiculous cost for a system that's as extensive as this system is, where you may want to try different things, because retcons don't drop. Or they do, but they don't drop very often. And for anybody who was able to play back in the day that has stacks and stacks of retcons that are now kind of the base demographic at what retcons are targeted at, the rest of us are just screwed. I've got 5 of them to my name right now, and I've cleared out most of the bullseye ones that you can get for the majority of my characters. Some of them haven't done any yet because I haven't really seen the need to use retcons. I try to just pick one build and stick with it forever unless it's really bad. But with something like this, retcons are going to be premier currency and very pricey because the Eternity Splinters are expensive. Actually paying real life money for it is, in my opinion, stupid, and you really shouldn't do it because it's not something that you really should be paying for. And they just don't drop often enough, which the drop rates might be fixed because there's been some issues with the loot tables in terms of those items specifically. But hopefully things can get fixed and things can go better from there. But it is a retcon device. Please be aware of that. Make sure you know that. On to the next tree, we've got Arcane Attunement, which there's a lot of not much here. You have to start here. Arcane Attunement, you get +1 spirit. So click that, boom. Next one is 2 spirit. So it's total. It's not adding 3 and 4 to make 7. It's just saying you get 1 more point. But you go all the way up to, wow, and that scales a lot harder than the other one does. 10 spirit cost me 30 points. Ugh. But you click that, and then you can go to any one of these 5. So you've got Iron Fist, which gives you mental powers, when bonus damage with mental power when you hit with a physical power. You get Doom's Mystic Armor, which gives you brute damage, damage rating, and crit rating, or excuse me, brute strike, damage rating, and crit rating on energy powers and attacks, which this is going to be pretty cool. You have energy defense and melee mental defense, excuse me. Then you get brute strike rating, damage rating, and crit rating on mental powers with Zarthos. And then you get +1 damage to energy powers for 5 seconds when you hit the physical power. That's actually going to be pretty cool. Follow this tree down, you get +1% bonus damage to physical powers for 5 seconds when you hit with an energy power. And then finally, Gungnir will give you and your allies get +1% bonus damage to energy powers for 10 seconds when you hit a physical power. So this is good for combo characters that use energy and physical. This is good for mental powers. You get 5% chance to create damage prevention shield for 10 seconds that blocks the next 600 incoming damage when you hit with a mental power. Obviously that scales higher. Mephisto gives you +1% chance to gain 42 spirit when you hit with a mental power and have less than 50% of your maximum spirit. So that's mystical attunement, stuff like that. You're going to get a lot of mental and a lot of energy stuff. Special weapons, guns, and more guns. You got a shield uniform, helicarrier support, you get a hover car, that's pretty cool. Too bad it's not an actual power.
Okay, that's enough nothing.
Focus plasma cannon, different kinds of things. The Night pistol, Fury's needle gun, tactical pistol, all different kinds of things are here in the weapon. It's a lot of physical stuff, a lot of ranged, which, again, people can still use it if they're energy ranged, but it's going to be different kinds of things. Here you got extra damage by summon allies. When you attack your summon allies, gain +1% movement speed for 10 seconds. When you drop below 50% health, your summon allies get +1 crit rating, +1% brute strike rating for 10 seconds, and when you hit your summon allies, gain 1% damage for 10 seconds. And then you get summon ally health. 16 points for this. And then 50 points for that, and 10 points for this. Crazy expensive, but, you know. Shield crops, special item find, all that other stuff. Surprise enemy when they discover a life model decoy is defeated instead of you. That's cool. Actually, that's really cool. So that's special weapons. You've got molecular adjustment here, where you have the little outside tiers and then the inside tier. You got PIM hybrid particles, which when you use a melee power, you grow in size and gain +1 damage to melee power and defense for 6 seconds. When you use a range power, you shrink and get dodge rating. You got the shrinking particles, which gives you speed and dodge rating as well as a size decrease, but then you also have the growth, which gives you strength, health, and a size increase. In the center here, you have the Terrigen crystals, which 1% chance when you hit with any power to randomly gain +1 speed, strength, energy, or durability for 10 seconds. And then Terrigenesis, Antigenesis, Morphogenesis, Zerogenesis, Exogenesis, and then Isogenesis, which does a whole bunch of different things. Here we got Radioactive Origins, Mr. Fantastic, Harpy, and Spider-Man are here. You get dodge rating when you pick up an orb. You get crit and brute strike rating when you hit with a melee power, and then you get defense rating when you hit with an enemy power. And it ends up with Red Hulk, Invisible Woman, and Radioactive Man, stuff like that. Nanotechnology. Notice icons haven't been completely involved and completely implemented yet. Damage rating against bosses, chance to weaken enemy, microsurgery, experimental robotics, so on and so forth. And it just goes human augmentation, neural enhancement, back to psionics. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing each tree read out what you get in terms of the base levels for each of them, because trying to get the maximum levels, I'll just tell you this right off the bat. For psionics, this power right here, Phoenix Force, costs 2,000 Omega points. So I'm probably not going to get to it, but I can at least try to get to the base levels. If you guys are interested, that's them working on the apartment next door. If you guys are interested in the Omega system in terms of individual things, go ahead and leave a comment in the comments below, leave a note in the comments below, stating that you'd like to see each individual tree. I'll put out the videos for each one. There's going to be psionics, arcane attunement, special weapons, molecular adjustment, radioactive origins, nanotechnology, human augmentation, neural enhancement. So 8 videos separately on each of these things and what their base levels are. I'll sit here and go through the whole thing for you guys. That's if you want it, though. If you don't, I'm not going to put the effort into it. So, but hope you guys enjoyed this video on PowerPoints, some of the shared quest stuff, and then the Omega Point system, which is going to be very interesting as it comes out. Remember, everything right now is on Test Center. Test Center. Things are subject to change. Please don't blow up and freak out about stupid stuff. Things will change. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Remember to like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along, and with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.